Rolling. This gentleman, I tell you what, it's now, I think, his third season with the Funny Festival, and he's been a favorite amongst the crowd, and he is as twisted as the rest of us, and he's absolutely awesome. It's just not the fest without him. Give it up for Mr. Paul Taylor.
When you get as old as I am, you learn a lot of stuff. But I still don't understand why they call them boobs instead of wows. Did you ever notice that tampons come in small and medium, and condoms come in large and extra large? Wouldn't it make more sense if it was the other way around? Have you heard that they're making scented KY jelly? It comes in rose, lavender, and of course the traditional tuna fish. I was having trouble meeting women, and I knew that if I was ever going to get one, I needed to come up with a better pickup line than asking them if they knew how to cure a genital rash. So I just started carrying around a box of extra large condoms. That was working pretty well for me for a while, until I dropped one little L-bomb, and the first thing you know, she's talking about taking our relationship to the next level. I thought that just meant I could quit cleaning the toilets before she came over. When she started talking about moving in, she told me my face looked like I had menstrual cramps. I thought she'd bring over a change of underwear or something. I didn't know she had 24 coats and 52 pairs of shoes. And when she showed up with her scale and her vibrator, I knew there was no backing out. And I might just as well deflate my other romantic partners and put them back in the closet. Living with an older woman is an acquired taste because oops. Because things like granny panties and see-through pajamas, once seen, can't be unseen. You young people probably haven't thought very much about gray pubic hair yet. But I can still remember the day I found out my girlfriend had gone gray, one morning when I was picking my teeth. She told me that when she lived with me, I wouldn't have to wait for weekends to do it. I thought that sounded pretty good until I realized she was talking about me doing her ironing. We came out here to the Loon to celebrate, and just out of the blue, she says, "I want you to quit masturbating." I said, "Why? There's hardly anybody here." I was in Anchorage, and she called me up and wanted me to buy her some bras without underwire. I thought, no problem. So I went to Nordstrom's, found the lingerie department, and that's when I realized that the only thing I knew about bras was how to unhook them. So how exactly am I supposed to know which ones have underwire and which ones don't? I thought, well, I can just walk around and feel them, and that might be fun. After an hour of doing that, I learned two important things. First, I had no idea that Alaskan boobs needed that much support. And second, if I ever did that again, it would be a good idea to have a note from her I could show to the police during booking. I will admit that having panties in the laundry is not all bad. But do you ladies go to school to learn the reverse double twist so that you end up with all the covers? If it wasn't for her menopausal sweat, I'd freeze to death. One of the milestones when a woman moves in with you is when she's willing to leave the door open while she pees. I knew we had reached that when I was taking a little too long one day and she squatted in a bathtub. She saw me coming out of the shower and started snickering. I said, "Hey, the water's really, really cold." You have to think about that. She sent me a link to 101 sexual positions, but my chiropractor told me that sex was not an aerobic sport and nixed 90 of them. That still leaves enough, though, because there are no ninja moves for this lady, and when she climbs that tree, she sets off car alarms 2 blocks away. She told me she was just trying to keep me young. I believed that until I caught her practicing my signature. She told me I looked like I'd swallowed a basketball. I told her I'd do sit-ups if she'd do Kegels. I've lost 19 pounds. The hardest part about living with the modern women is that you're supposed to listen to them. And they can say some really scary things. Things like, "We have to talk." And worst of all, "You're not done yet." I've had to learn a whole new language. She's talking about Twitter and Facebook, and I'm still working on Pig Latin. She wanted me to go to town and get her an iPad. I asked her if she needed the ones that had wings with them. I thought camel toes and moose knuckles were things that you saw in a zoo, and that church was the gateway to heaven. Now I find out that just means cooter. She asked me if I wanted to play cowgirl and Indian. I thought I knew what a cowgirl was, but reverse cowgirl is not a rodeo event, and cowgirl and Indian is definitely not a John Wayne movie. It's getting to where I need to keep a copy of the Urban Dictionary by the bed. Have you ladies ever seen one of those magazine articles about the 15 things he wants you to do in bed? I can only think of 2. But I'm still trying to figure out how to work rim job into the conversation. My name is Paul Taylor, and this is great fun.